What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a FPS fan, you know that this current time is extraordinarily dry when it comes to anything revolving around pretty much all these games. Battlefield's dry right now, Call of Duty's dry right now. And honestly, there's one easy way that they can still keep the community active, keep them talking, keep them pumped about the overall project. But they all continuously choose to ignore to do so. And as always, there is still one game out there that is absolutely pushing in the best direction you could possibly imagine, and that is Xdefiant. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and hop into the information in today's video, I do want to mention we are on the grind for 50,000 subscribers. So if you do enjoy what you hear today and you want to hear more content about Call of Duty, Battlefield, Xdefiant, other FPS shooters, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification button. And also, no stream today, but the streams will be back and in action on Monday, and we'll be streaming over on Kick. So if you guys want to check out any of my social medias, links to all of them are down in the description of this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now if you've been watching me for a while now, you know one thing that I personally believe. I don't know if anybody else believes this, but from my personal opinion, I think one of the most crucial ways that a development team can keep their game popular and keep the momentum going is by talking and communicating with their communities. That is literally key number one. Of course, having a good game to begin with is also very valuable, but having developers who listen to you, take your feedback and implement it into the game and treat you respectfully is a whole different level. And as you could tell, it brings a less toxic community. You know, Call of Duty, Battlefield, it's a lot of toxicity, but it's toxicity for a reason. Xdefiant, on the other hand, they started off strong. They had perfect communication from the jump. And yeah, there's people who don't like the game, but nobody's coming at its neck. You know, people will express their opinions if they dislike it, and that's completely fair because not everybody's going to enjoy the game, just like how not everybody is going to hate the game. But the toxicity in the community is it's far, far, far less than anything I've seen in other communities. But not only has their communication been perfect since day one, even after the beta, okay, just keep that in mind. The beta is closed right now, ladies and gentlemen. You can't get access to Xdefiant. We're not testing anything. We're not doing anything. We are irrelevant, basically, at this current moment for the overall progress of this game. Yet and still, these developers are still coming out over on Twitter, on all different types of social media platforms, and communicating with us and discussing stuff with us still to this current date. I'm going to go ahead and take a minute to read this overall post here. It might take a second because it's a lot of information packed into this, but it's definitely worth the read, and every last bit of information is it's crucial for the overall success of the game. And like I said, these are main points that the community have been discussing since day one. So it's fantastic to see that they're still pushing with it. But as you can see right here, hey everyone, I just wanted to give a quick update on what's been going on since the beta. I know there has been a lot of questions regarding when we will be releasing and or when is the next test. The truth is we don't have any specific dates for you just yet. We have a lot of big things to work on from the beta. We want to get our server stability in a better place. We want to finish replacing the old netcode with the new netcode to improve the server simulation experience. We wanted to get the controller lag that we saw on PS5 fixed, and of course, general polish and improvements. That's a lot of work, and the team has been heads down working through all of this as best we can. So where are we? Starting with the PS5 input lag, we were able to identify and fix an issue that brought the controller latency down from over 60 to around 20. So far, this has made a huge difference in how it feels. And as a special side note, we think 120Hz for PS5 and Xbox X will be ready sooner than we expected. So hoping that will now make it in for launch rather than post-launch. As for the new netcode, we have made huge progress and it feels much better. Now, this is something that no matter how much you test internally, until it gets out in the real world, you never really know how well it will hold up. So we will be looking at ways to broaden our testing for that. And lastly, server stability. There are really two things here. One was that the server configurations that we went live with for the CB was not the one we intended due to a last-minute bug that we found. By the end of the test, we have wrangled the servers to get them more stable, but we have fixed the bugs that caused the issue in the first place and have hardened some of our services to better stand up to issues like that. So that's where we are. We are still moving forward, and hopefully we'll have some more info for everyone soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is what you call good communication. They went over every single thing, every main point, every main criticism that people talked about when it came to the main beta. They talked about each and every point, described each and every point, listed what they're going to do about each and every point, how the progress is going on each and every, so on and so forth. They went into depth. right? They allowed us, the community, to have a little inside peek on the production of a title that we are all very passionate about. Once again, who would have ever guessed that this is how you build a good relationship with your community? But once again, I have to say it. You absolutely nailed it. Nailed it when it comes to all of this information. Not only, once again, like I said, is it everything that we were talking about, but it just feels so great to have people actually discuss things with us. Again, the game isn't out. We're not in the beta. We're not testing it. They're just putting together notes, lists, what's going on with the game still, what's happening behind the scenes, what they're up to. So we feel a part of the process. So we don't, one, forget about the game, and two, lose confidence in the developers. Is this that hard to ask for with development teams nowadays? If we could get something like this from Call of Duty, do you know how far ahead we would currently be? Could you imagine if the Call of Duty developers made a full list of all the main problems the community have been discussing, and then went ahead and fixed them, told us what they're doing about it, what's happening behind the scenes with it, so on and so forth? Things would be tremendously better. Tremendously. And I don't want to hear that, our voices don't matter. What we say doesn't mean anything. Because Xdefiant is still a AAA developed game. It's being put together by Ubisoft. Okay? It has a massive budget behind it. And they are listening to everybody. All of our feedback. All of the stuff they listed, like I said, is what we've all been talking about. So the fact that Call of Duty, no, I won't accept it anymore. I just simply won't accept it. Same thing with Battlefield. I know they've definitely downgraded a bit here after, the mess that we had the other week. But at the end of the day, they still put out live podcasts. They talk about what's going on behind the scenes. They added in, a middle ground of classes. They didn't have to add a middle ground. They could have just completely ditched the game, but they added that. They fixed up all the past maps, so on and so forth. I don't see it anymore. I don't see it. All I see is an ego from these COD developers, and I'm so happy to see a development team putting in real work, real effort for a game that can be something special. I hope that they're able to fix these things, and you know what the best part is about it? If the game releases or if it launches, I guarantee we'll know if these things aren't fixed or not, because they are that open with us. They will gladly tell us that, plans didn't go, things aren't working out, the fixes didn't work, and if we're going into another beta, don't expect any change. They'll let us know. And yeah, it'll be devastating. Yeah, it might suck. But boy, do I much rather prefer the openness than being closed in and keeping everything a surprise. I mean, the majority of the updates, for Call of Duty, they don't even have the full update list there. They have little hidden things that they do, little hidden nerfs, little hidden buffs that the community has to find out on their own. It's so pointless. It's something like, no. This right here, this is the way. And I hope every development team follows up with this type of pattern. Talk to your communities, make sure the people who play your game feel welcome, feel a part of the process, and watch as the numbers go up. People aren't stupid. When they don't get respect, they're not going to give it back either. It's as simple as that. And gaming has gotten to a point where these publishers and even some developers don't care about their communities. They think of us as just a number, not as people with emotions, feelings, all of that stuff. They don't think about that. They just think of us as a number, and they push out projects because they just want to make money, instead of back in the day where they cared about their fan bases, they cared about their audiences, they wanted to make games that would make us excited, make us happy, live up to the franchise's name. We don't get that anymore. So to have something like this is huge. It's massive. And again, people notice that. Like I said, people aren't stupid. If they're given respect, they'll give it back. If they aren't given respect, they won't give it back. And that's why Xdefiant gets the support that it does, because the people are being respected. And for the first time in a long time, a lot of people are starting to get that good feeling back for a title. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor. Go down in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this overall topic. Are you enjoying the updates for this game? Do you think the developers are doing a good job with giving us feedback? Or do you not really care too much about Xdefiant? I know there's a lot of you guys out there who don't really care for the game, and I understand. Like I said, it's not for everybody. But, of course, leave your opinions down below. I'd love to go ahead and read them all. But, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, for brand new, enjoy the content, subscribe and tap the notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.